This week on Performance TV, we will bring you the PRI show, which is back in Indianapolis, Indiana, after many years of being gone, and it's one of the biggest and best shows I've seen ever. With John Kilroy from the PRI show. John, this year back in Indianapolis, the first year after being in Orlando for several, 2 shows combined. I have to say, this is one of the biggest PRI shows I've seen in recent history.
It's really exciting. You went through a bad economic downturn and the racing industry is coming back, and this is kind of proof of it. So anybody who's watching, racing's coming on strong, and we'll have a stronger future next year in 2014.
Yeah, every aisle here is packed. There's booths everywhere. Everywhere you look, the people is a big turnout. I know a lot of people are happy to have it in Indianapolis again. The Midwest is a big racing area of the country, and you can tell by how packed the aisles are. We can't even get through these aisles today.
And we're very, very happy to come back to Indianapolis. It draws really well, not just from the Midwest, from the Northeast, the South, all over. And Indianapolis is a great city to have a trade show.
It's a wonderful weekend. Lots of people here. It's a great PRI show this year, 2013.
You want to go racing in style, or no matter what it is, where you need to haul something, where you need to be able to have storage, you need to have air, you need power, and you want to do it right. Bruce, I just think I fell in love with this transporter here, and this is something that you guys have been doing for a very long time.
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is my 34th year of building transporters, but this particular one is a brand new design. We built it from the ground up, and it's a fully welded frame, totally different technology than anything I've built over all the years. This particular trailer is about 1,600 pounds lighter than any of my previous models.
You guys make everything in-house.
Yes, we have a full design service. We have great engineering, and we build hundreds of different models.
I noticed at the outside of this, there's no rivets out there.
No, this is my new Stealth. There's no fasteners on the outside. Our claim to fame with this trailer is I think we have prevented corrosion. The way this trailer is designed is totally different than what anybody else is building right now. We've added a lot of new technology to our awnings as well, all LED lighting, very custom, not only awnings like this, but structures. We build a whole line of awnings.
You guys are doing graphics now too.
Absolutely. I put in a full vinyl graphics division. I hired graphic artists, and we have all the latest and greatest printing equipment. So now we have the ability to do all the painting service, which we have for years, but now we can do vinyl graphics, we can do full wraps, or anything that you'd like. I work with all of my customers personally, as I always have, and I have a great staff of designers, and we can take anybody's ideas and turn them into what they'd like us to build for them.
In racing these days, if you don't have a GoPro to video every aspect of your program, you're behind the times. I'm with Rod Rojas from GoPro. Rod, I use the GoPro on the race car. I used it this week in testing, measuring the body height. We don't look for make a wild video. We're using it technically. GoPro has become the standard for that.
Yes, we love to hear that. Good stuff. And I've talked to so many racers that say they will sit down after a session and go through the footage and it makes them better drivers.
Well, they put it focusing on the driver, and they tell them they did something, and they can go back and watch the video and say, no, you didn't do that. So.
Oh, right, yeah. Were you flat through the S's?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. But we saw that. But we use it on all aspects of the car. Mount it, move it around. If we want to see what's happening with the car, and we don't really know, we can put a GoPro there, mount it. They're so versatile, and all the mounts, you have a whole plethora of a mounting system and everything for the GoPros.
Yes. So GoPro is known as the world's most versatile camera, and that's really what it's about. Being able to mount to the helmet, being able to mount to a roll bar, being able to mount to your chest, that type of thing.
Is there something this weekend that you're introducing to everybody that all the racers have got to have?
Yes, the Hero 3 Plus, smaller and lighter than the Hero 3, and it's a rock star.
Everything about a GoPro is pretty cool. I mean, it's been a novel idea, and it's helped in so many aspects of racing.
Actually, motorsports had a big impact on how GoPros are built, because when we originally started mounting the cameras on cars, motorsports just tore the cameras up. So we had to build a better camera to handle the rigors of Motorsports.
I've got a GoPro on a 300+ mile an hour funny car, and it made 10 runs this weekend, still in one piece. Go to GoPro.com, check them out, get your GoPro. You won't believe what you're going to learn.
Hey, after the break, I'll visit with Nancy Wilson about this year's East Coast Hall of Fame event. Stay tuned.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. Steel rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Titan fuel tanks. When it comes to fuel, the more you have, the better off you'll be. Kuryakin. Tell us what you ride and we'll show you what we've got. And by DeWitts Radiators, high-performance aluminum radiators for any application, proudly made in the USA.
In the racing industry, one of the hardest things to do is keep the engine cool, and I've got a solution for you. Thomas DeWitt from DeWitts Radiator. You can solve the cooling problems about any race car.
Yeah, we can. We're a unique company because we manufacture our own cores in-house. We're one of the only companies that actually has a cab braze oven, which is required to make an epoxy-free core, and it's the cores that really dictate how well a radiator actually functions. It's the quality of the core. We decided to manufacture the cores in-house so we can control that quality. And we offer the radiators in a whole gamut of different configurations and tube sizes. We have wide 1-inch tubes, 1 1/4-inch tubes, different heights fins, different finishes from a black ice finish to a natural aluminum and chrome polish. Everything that we make is made in-house. We roll our own fin, we stamp our own headers and tanks, do all the TIG welding in-house with our own people. So yeah, we can make just about any size, any custom radiator that's out there. We've been doing the cab brazing in-house since 2007, and it gives us the flexibility to build just about any application that could come our way. We specialize mostly in classic cars, Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs, your restorables, if you will. We have some special tricks up our sleeves for the racers. Specialty tubes, dimpled tubes, just a whole library of different options that we could throw at it.
If you've got a problem keeping your engine cool, make sure you get a hold of DeWitts Radiator. They will solve your problem.
The East Coast Drag Times Hall of Fame. Nancy, you guys do so much with this event every year.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's the third weekend in October 17th, 18th, and 19th this year.
Give us an idea of what folks are going to be able to see when they attend this event.
We see antique, classic, nostalgia drag cars, hot rods of all kinds, rat rods, you name it, we have it. The good part about it is we have nice cars, great cars, things you don't see every day, and drag races that come from all over the country.
And there's a lot of other activities that you guys have too.
Oh yeah, we have a barbecue cookout at Car Lake on Friday, and then we car show on Saturday and the Hall of Fame induction on Sunday.
If folks want to be a part of this, do they need to register or anything?
No, you just show up. You don't have to register. It's free and open to the public. It's probably the only free show I know of. And they come from all over the country. It's an international show.
Well, Nancy, speaking of coming from all over the country, we see a beautiful ride right back here. And Dave, this is your car, and this gives us a good example of what folks are missing if they do not attend the show.
Oh, yeah. Nancy's show is wonderful. In this day and age of high-dollar entertainment, Nancy's is really at the grassroots level. We've been coming for the last 7 years, and to me, there's no place on earth where you can find a mile of really, really nice show and street cars. I mean, she has her bases covered, and some of the stuff that's there is really eye candy.
And if you want to find out more, just check out the schedule. Nancy's got it all online at East Coast Drag Times Hall of Fame.com.
We'll be right back with more from PRI after this.
One of the neat, cool products I see this year at PRI is Race Fuel Race Gas Concentrate with Damel Downey. This is a neat product. You guys saw a problem with racing gas, and you've got a solution to it.
Absolutely. If you think about the way racers use race gas today, there's a lot of hassle involved with handling the fuel, and one of the biggest problems that we see is that racers don't necessarily know the octane they're putting in their tank. I actually started developing this product when this piston failed on me. I had bought racing fuel at a racetrack. It was supposed to be 110 octane, and it clearly wasn't.
Now, what's the difference between this and like an off-the-shelf octane booster?
Sure. So race gas, the real difference is this is designed specifically to equivocate racing fuel. High octane, high BTU energy, the same thing that you would get from a commercial distiller. The fundamental difference is an off-the-shelf octane boost is great if you've got a small problem with knocking, and they'll raise the octane a few tenths of a point. This will actually raise the octane up to 116 octane. What we've done is we've added back a lot of the rich hydrocarbons that are missing from pump gasoline that you buy in the store. And then we're also adding very high quality non-alcohol based oxygenates to create a more complete burn in the combustion chamber. To put our money where our mouth is, I run this in my own race cars as well as my partner's race cars. And we've taken it a step further. We've done the laboratory testing, but we also hired several famous engine builders to test our product any way they saw fit on their engine dynos.
Yeah, so it's race proven by yourselves, and then you went out and got some other guys to race prove it as well.
Exactly, and if you want to look at those dyno sheets and you want to look at the charts, they're all found on our website.
This is a great new product. It's not going to save you some money on your fuel for your race car. It's going to save you money on your parts. Go check it out, race-gas.com.
A name that many, many racers are familiar with, RCI. You guys have been around for quite some time, well into your third decade now. We know all about your different safety items that you have, but your fuel cells, you guys have some of those that you build that are very special. Nobody else has them, Cal.
We have specialty fuel cells that we manufacture for different chassis builders. We've got fuel cells that have a trap in the left side that capture the fuel. We've got the teardrop, and we've got the offset.
Tire treatments have been around a long time, but not like what you guys have done here. Tell me about them.
Well, we make 3 different types of tire treatments. One goes away after 50 laps, one goes away after 100 laps, and the last one goes away after 200 laps. 2 of these products, for the most part, are undetectable. They will pass most of the tire laws that are out there. We got to watch that undetectable one because NASCAR can catch it, so guys, be careful. If your track has no tire loss, we make one that is detectable. It's a little cheaper, good at all tracks. We're going to give you 2 to 5 tenths time. We're going to make your race car go faster. But really our claim to fame is we increase your tire life. We figure a racer's budget, 30% of it goes to tires. We can cut that in half. If you've got tires that are gone through hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold cycles and they're pretty hard now, this product will actually bring them back. Also, we suggest you clean the tires before you prep them or before you race. Get all of the mold release off. At least you're running on the spec of the tire that way. Then treat them, whether it's 50, 100, detectable or undetectable, we've got you dialed in. Put it on the inside, put it on the outside, just paint it on. It'll look shiny for a bit, half hour, 40 minutes later, put your third coat on, depending upon the tire, depending upon the track. Last minute or qualifying, this is just a fast and easy bite. That's all it is.
Find out more about everything that RCI has to offer. Hop on their website, rciracing.com.
Well, I'm with Frank here from Battery Saver. The name says it all, Frank. You've got a great idea on making sure the battery is fully charged and maintained all the time.
Well, if you're a racer or even if you're just a person that has stuff that you don't drive all the time, batteries are an issue. If you just let them sit, the batteries will go dead. So this technology is designed to stay on your battery all winter long and make the battery better or keep it alive. The chargers are small, but they're very, very powerful. We've added a microprocessor to this thing, so we made them smart. What it's allowed us to do is use a new technology called Pulse. The small version works with any size battery and any kind of battery, and it just automatically sets itself up and works with it. And then what it does is, while it's maintaining, it exercises the battery, because batteries don't like to sit. The medium-sized model is good for up to 2 batteries, so diesel trucks, boats, and instead of having one charger on every battery you have, you just plug one on and it feeds both batteries, and you only need one. And then our large version works with up to 4 batteries. But it's also a battery charger. I mean, it will charge a dead battery quickly and then automatically switch over to long-term maintenance. Most of these units that are on the market have little lights on them and stuff, and they tell you that the battery's charged or not charged. What we have is we have a digital monitor that tells you how much life you have left in your battery. It'll say, hey, I got 50% of the life left in my battery, or I got 25% of the life left in my battery. It's nice to know when you leave the garage that things are working, your charging system's working, and your battery's in good shape. We built an audible alarm in it. If anything happens, like it gets unplugged, it'll start to beep at you. If the battery goes bad, it'll tell you that the battery went bad. But it won't be that day that you want to take that vehicle out and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, the battery's dead. And so you walk in your garage and you hear a beeping noise, it's got a problem.
If you've got an expensive battery, you got a car, you're sitting there, you're going to want to make sure it's ready to go. Plus, you don't want to buy a new battery for it. You need to get a battery saver. Check these guys out.
Thanks, Tommy. We'll wind up our coverage of the PRI show after this.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Champion Cooling Systems, the #1 source of all aluminum radiators. Stainless Diesel, we speak turbo. Battery Saver, home of the world's most advanced battery chargers. Racer's Choice Incorporated, driven to excellence. And by Fusion Bumpers, to complement your truck, not take it over.
You know, as we've been walking the halls here at PRI, we see all of these great parts, but did you ever wonder, how do they get their great finishes? Well, that's because a lot of those folks have come to the folks here at Giant Finishing. And Mark, not only the machine that we see here, but you've got some machines all the way up to 24 feet, and that's just amazing.
Yes, it is. We are specialized in custom machinery, large or small. This one, a lot of times, ring and pinions, carburetors, retractable headers, machined parts, aluminum parts, steel, stainless, brass, copper, almost any metal, and not only metal, we do plastics, even tiles.
You also have another machine over here. Well, let's go take a look.
This is pure porcelain media, porcelain spheres, and what we're doing here, we're polishing shells.
What other media can we use in here?
Ceramic, plastic, synthetic, steel, corn cob, walnut shell. Sometimes it might be a 1 or 2 step process where you might use a synthetic or a plastic media to cut down and refine the surface, and then you bring back the luster with like a polishing cob or a walnut shell. We've done ring and pinions here. We've got our accelerated surface finish, which is a 2-step chemical process using 1 media. We've done this on ring pinion, crankshaft, transmission gears. Some of the other processes we've done, for wheels might be a 1-step or 2-step cut and polish. Also shocks, raw machine castings, run a machine in the porcelain media for about 20 minutes, and then it shows you what it's like after anodized.
And you're not just running water through your machines. You actually have the different chemicals that would be involved too.
Correct. It's usually about a 98% water and 2% aqueous water-soluble chemical as a guideline.
You guys have a website that we can check out, which is giantfinishing.com. And also, how many videos did I hear about on YouTube?
So far, we got about 95 videos and counting, and every new application, something unique, we put it out there just for people to check it out.
Talking to Dennis here at TS Performance. You guys make a lot of electronic modules for diesels to increase horsepower and make them run a little better.
And better fuel economy. Yeah, we cover all the diesel applications from light duty, medium duty, heavy duty, agriculture, heavy equipment.
Now, one of the things you're introducing this weekend is a touchscreen data recorder.
Yes, it's called the Informant Pro. It's actually the first touchscreen data logger on the market. This one fits in your dash, and then you can cut a hole for that. That is when you don't have room for that. You can actually have this up there while you're driving, while you're pulling, while you're doing anything, and you can look in one spot. This can be configured however the customer wants. You want something different, we just make it different. It's very simple. If you get in a quick reference situation where you need to look at the graph, you simply go in on your gauges, turn them off, go into your home screen, go to your data, push play. Over here in the left-hand corner, you'll see your data runs. Then you just hit play again, and now you have the actual data screen. And then you can go in and just look at what you want to look at. Right now, we're just looking at all EGTs.
You can also pull this off, put it on your laptop. You want to sit down and take it all night to look at?
Exactly. This is a quick reference, just, if you get into a pull-off situation, if you have to make a quick round, anything like that would require you to look at your data real quick. is they also have an analog gauge. So that can be your screen.
And how many channels will it record?
It'll record 20 channels on this one, and when you run out of the 20 channels, you put an expansion module onto it, and then it adds another 15 channels. Run out of 15, put more. You can just keep infinitely expanding it on out to fit their needs.
Well, you should check out, if you've got a diesel and you're going on the performance, this is a very neat instrument for you. Check out TS Performance.
We found something very interesting here at the PRI show. And Dr. Jacques, give me a little bit of your background and what led you into being interested in performance.
I have a PhD in exercise physiology, and I've been dealing with the physical preparation and mental skills side of the high-performance world for over 40 years. I've worked with more than 700 high-performance drivers over the years from pretty well every form of racing on the planet. I've asked every client I've worked with over the last probably 15 or 20 years, what are you doing here? What is it that you want to change about yourself? And it doesn't matter what culture they're from, what language they speak, how old they are, whether it's a man or woman, the same two things come back, probably more than 90% of the time. Show me how to keep my confidence high when things are not going well, because when I start to doubt myself, when I start to fear that I'm going to fail, my performance tanks. And show me how to focus more effectively, and when I lose my focus, how to get it back quickly, because if I'm distracted, I will not do my best work. And that's in the boardroom, at the racetrack, and everywhere in between.
When we only have one shot to get many things right, we need to go in with all of the best tools. And you've come up with a great tool here that can help a lot of folks.
The book, Performance Thinking, is the distillation of 40-plus years of work with multiple world champions and series champions and people who are acknowledged in their profession as being amongst the top 2 or 3% in the world at what they do. And what I've tried to do is distill what I've learned about how common the way in which we sabotage ourselves is, regardless of who we're talking to, and give them tools and solutions to how to change that. And my clients are all over the world doing all kinds of things, and they're putting these tools to very good effect. You can get the book by visiting my website at performanceprime.com and simply order it.
Well, that concludes our coverage of the 2013 PRI show. Next week, Tommy and I return to our garage for more installs, so join us then on Performance TV.